been environmentally conscious since I was a kid. Really since I was a teenager. Back in the day, MTV was doing this big push to, save our weary earth, and more importantly, River Phoenix told me to care. He was my favorite celebrity. Oh, I miss him every day. But a kindred spirit over there. But because of River Phoenix and the other celebrities who got out there and tried to get us all to change, I did. I was 12 years old and I did what River said. I turned off the water in between brushing my teeth, right? And that started me on this lifelong journey, this lifelong habit of being as green as I possibly could. And you guys know that was like 30 years ago, and things have really gone downhill since then. So apparently me doing my best has not been good enough. I've always cared and I've always been passionate, but about 6 years ago I had kids who were right over there, and not at the same time, by the way. And when my daughter was about 2 years old, she started breaking out in hives from head to toe in the summer. And the first doctor that we took her to, her pediatrician said, "Oh yeah, kids do that these days." And I said, "Well, what does that mean?" And he said, "Well, there's just so many toxins and pollutants in the air, and kids are outside all summer, so we see this all the time. Don't worry, it's nothing to worry about." What do you mean it's nothing to worry about? This is like the canary in the coal mine. Kids are just getting hives now because they go outside? And I was freaked out by it more than anything else, because as much as I've been trying all my life to do my best, I realized at that point that I needed more people to do their best too. And sadly, I didn't think the government was going to be helping very much, and I didn't think corporations were going to be helping very much. So I started thinking, like, well, what can I do? I'm not a celebrity. I'm not River Phoenix. I'm not rich. I want to make a bigger impact than the one I'm making. So I got this brilliant idea. You guys have heard me say that before, right? I got this brilliant idea that maybe if I could get a whole lot of people to make small little changes, right? I'm not going to convince anyone to make a big change. If I could get a whole lot of people to make small little changes, then maybe we all together could have a big impact. And so I came up with this idea for a website. I was going to call it 52 Card Pickup. By the way, it turns out there is a book of the same name I didn't know about at the time. One small change a week. And I realized, of course, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not rich. If I put this website out there, people aren't going to listen to me the way they listen to River Phoenix. So I started doing my research, looking for rich people and celebrities and organizations who could maybe back this website to try to reach more people, to try to reach millions of people. Because if my 5 friends who are going to listen to me turn off the water in between brushing their teeth, it's not going to have a big impact. But if millions of people do it, that would be like awesome. So this was about 3 years ago. It was towards the end of the summer. I was researching this, right? I was putting together a proposal when NPR did this article, right? They did this piece about diesel dual engine leaf blowers and how incredibly bad they are for the environment. So incredibly bad that our government was actually thinking about regulating it. I mean, some states already have. Really, it's just California. And then, all of Europe. So they're so bad that using one diesel engine leaf blower, the dual engine kind, for 30 minutes is the equivalent pollution as getting in a Ford F-150 pickup truck and driving 3,800 miles. So I could blow leaves for half an hour, or I could drive across country, stopping at every national park along the way in a pickup truck. I know which one I would choose. And this was it. This was my litmus test moment. This was the perfect example of where to start. It's so easy to not use this kind of leaf blower, right? There's other options out there. And I don't know about you guys, but in my neighborhood, when the leaves start falling, every other lawn is covered with about 5 different guys, all out there blowing that one twig for hours on end, right? So I thought, I'm gonna test the waters here. I'm gonna start this project going. I'm gonna post this information to my neighborhood Facebook group. And I know you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink, so I wasn't forceful about it. I just went on there and I said, hey neighbors, the leaves are starting to fall and I just thought you might want to hear some information about diesel leaf blowers. Here it is, and I shared the link. I posted it and I waited. And the response was immediate and passionate. The first person I heard from was an elderly woman, self-proclaimed. She said, when you get to be my age, you will understand that you can no longer rake leaves and carry leaves yourself, so I am not giving up my diesel leaf blower. And I knew I was not going to win this argument, so I just let that one go. Well, the next guy, he said, thank you. Thank you for sharing this. I am going to run right out to Home Depot right now and buy up all the diesel leaf blowers and store them for when the government tries to take them away from us. And person after person posted similar responses. My favorite was the last guy who said, you will take my diesel leaf blower out of my cold, dead hands. He was equating blowing leaves to this post-apocalyptic world where the apes run the world, right? Like, which actually is not that weird if you think about it. If we had just substituted apes with cockroaches, we're on our way. And I know you're probably thinking I'm kind of naive, but I was honestly shocked. I really thought people just wanted information. This was so clear. This was so easy. There were so many options, and not only did no one want to change, they were mad at me for even trying to tell them about it. I was utterly defeated. I just crawled back into my shell. I gave up the website idea. I knew it wasn't going to work. I mean, I couldn't get them to do one simple thing. I'm not going to get them to do 52. And I hid. And I did my part, and I donated, and I tried to raise my kids right. And the years went by, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, but things have kind of gotten a little bit worse. And as we moved into this season, we're getting close to summer. We're in pollen season now, and for those who don't know or haven't noticed, it is the worst pollen levels ever since they started recording pollen levels. And guess what? You can thank warmer weather for that. And I'm feeling like I gotta come back out of my shell, right? I can't just hide forever because the world is not gonna let me hide, and I want there to be a planet for my kids to inherit. So I tried it again. On Earth Day, I decided, let's see what happens this time, right? But I'm not gonna do the same thing again. I'm not a complete idiot. So this time, I went on the local moms group. Sorry, dads, there's mostly moms groups out there. I went on the moms group, and again, I just said, Happy Earth Day. Here's a link I found on the NRDC website of 10 simple things we can all do to help ease the burden of climate change. I posted it, and I waited. And the response was immediate and passionate. The first person who wrote back was a woman who said, "This is ridiculous. We need to do something, and we need to do something fast, or our kids aren't going to have a planet. I drive a hybrid and always reuse my grocery bags. What do you guys do?" The next woman said, "Well, I use washable lunch bags and snack bags." And then someone talked about storing all their food in glass and always buying glass instead of plastic products. And someone talked about washable feminine hygiene products, and all these women were posting after posting after posting all these ideas, all this information, all these ways that we could change. And I felt like maybe there might not be hope for the planet. It might be too late, but there might be hope for humanity. And, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not rich. I'm not going to reach 1 million people. I'm not going to change minds just because I'm up here talking about it. But maybe if I just try to reach the right people, the people who already care, then maybe we can share information together. We can make changes together, and maybe, just maybe, we will convince one person to let go of that diesel leaf blower or not hire that company that uses them. And if that happens, I am throwing my kids in the back of a pickup truck, driving cross country, and stopping at all the national parks along the way. I'm pretty sure that's how carbon offsets work. If I'm wrong, though, please tell me, because I am willing to listen. Thank you.